Disciplines and ideas in the social sciences. Now we will discuss another discipline in the social sciences, which is the discipline of linguistics. After this topic, we will be able to connect the discipline of linguistics with its historical and social foundations, compare and contrast the social sciences according to their fields, main areas of inquiry and methods, articulate the key concepts in linguistics, and articulate the current applications of linguistics. Language allows us to express and understand each other's thoughts, ideas, and feelings. Linguistics was derived from the Latin word lingua, which refers to language. Robert A. Hall defined language as the institution whereby humans communicate and interact with each other by means of habitually used oral auditory symbols. This definition provided the key ideas of how linguistics approach and understand language and its use. There are different components of linguistics. We have first the sound, which is divided into phonetics and phonology. Phonetics means the study of human speech sound, and phonology is the study of the principles governing sound systems of languages. Then, next is the structure, which is divided into morphology and syntax. Morphology studies language structure from its morphic units or root words, while syntax studies sentence structure such as grammar. Then, next is the meaning. It is divided into semantics and pragmatics. Semantics studies the logic and meanings of words and phrases, while pragmatics studies the use of language and its effects on society. There are different fields of linguistics. First, we have the historical linguistics. This is otherwise known as diachronic linguistics, which studies how a particular language changes over time. It is distinct from synchronic linguistics, which studies a language at a given time without addressing its previous stages of development. Historical linguistics was one of the first subdisciplines of linguistics formed during the late 19th century, with the emergence of Saussure's and Chomsky's theory. However, a shift to the study of synchronic linguistics became more predominant in the early 20th century. Next field of linguistics is the social linguistics. It examines how language is used in relation to a people's socio-cultural environment. It takes the following into consideration. First is the social background of the addresser and the addressee, then the relationship of the addresser and the addressee, and the context and manner through which the communication transpired. Due to the emphasis on how language is used, research in social linguistics can effectively be done by using sound or video recordings or during everyday communication. Then we have the developmental linguistics. This field analyzes the development of language acquisition, language retention, and language loss and bilingualism. It studies the development of linguistic ability among children and the stages by which they gradually come to use language. Developmental linguistics heavily supports the synchronic approach since a child does not have to take into account the language's previous interactions and development in order to understand and acquire it, but learns the available data of that time period. Then we have the neurolinguistics. This field studies the physiological mechanisms by which the brain processes information in relation to language. It investigates how the human brain functions when used in communication and how it uses information to experiment and elaborate on linguistic and psycholinguistic theories. There also have the different key concepts in linguistics. First is the cohesion. This refers to the linguistic links such as pronouns and adjectives which provide a recognizable structure. Then, the coherence. It is the logic within discourse that takes into account our knowledge of world. Take, for example, this exchange. The example here, we have the question, who is going to take care the baby? And the answer is Daniel has a fever. The answer Daniel has a fever in response to the question, who is going to take care of the baby, might seem irrelevant, but it still makes sense because we know that fever is contagious and could make the baby sick. Then we have the critical discourse analysis. This concept is the study of a text within its social context. Then the dialect. It is identifiable regional or social variety of language. A language communicated over an area can be spoken differently in some form or another in different places, and this is called the regional dialect. A language in a small area can even be spoken differently by different social groups within the community, and this is called social dialects or socialects. Then next is the discourse. This concept is any connected piece of speech or writing which serves as the chain that holds communication together. A discourse is produced either by a single speaker or writer or by two people engaged in a conversation and even in written exchanges. Then we have etymology. It is the study of the history or origin of a particular word. Then next is the functionalism. It is an approach to language structure that primarily focuses on the purpose in which language is used. Then we have the grammar. It refers to the rules of constructing words and sentences within a particular language. Then we have the grapheme. It is a single character in a recognized writing system such as letters and punctuation marks. Then the last one, we have the lexicon. It is the total words available to a speaker or the vocabulary of language. We have also the current applications in linguistics. We have computational linguistics. This is the study of how language can be computational modeled. It is an interdisciplinary field involving linguists, language experts, and computer scientists to develop and understand language acquisition, language structures, language production, and language comprehension using the aid of computers. Then we also have the lexicography. It is the practice of collecting words and their meanings in a systematic manner resembling the structure of a dictionary. Apart from meanings, lexicographers also document the pronunciation of words and their subtle meanings among users. This field would usually employ an interdisciplinary approach involving history, anthropology, and sociology. Language enables humans to communicate more efficiently so they can collaborate and survive in their environment. As various forms of languages developed, there came a need to understand and document these languages to promote cross-cultural dialogues and understanding. With the initial goal of uncovering the historical roots of languages, linguistics later transformed to a field studying more complex inquiries on the nexus of human nature and the development of language. So that ends about the discipline of linguistics.